Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. Hi, everybody. How are you all doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everything in your life is going amazing. Right off the bat, I just want to give you guys an apology for not getting the love readings out for May 2018. Had some family come in from out of town, just threw my schedule completely out of the window. Had some things I had to take care of at home, work full time, so just absolutely did not have the time to get these readings done, but we're here now and we're going to do them for the first half of June 2018. Yay! The program or the method is still the same. We're going to use the Zodiac Oracle deck as the anchoring energy for each sign. You're going to have your own card there present, and you'll either get assigned to you the Happy Tarot deck, the Santa Muerte deck, or the Housewives Tarot deck. And we're going to do a reading. 3 on this side will be your energy, 3 on this side will be the partner or potential partner's energy, and we're going to read them all together at once and see what we get out of that. Go ahead and look in the description box below. You'll see the timestamp, so you can go ahead and jump straight to your reading if you don't want to chat, if you don't want to hear the chat, if you don't want to hear the shuffling, if you don't want to hear me yammer on and on about nothing. Go ahead and click that time or drag the timer bar across and you'll get there. Also down there, you're going to find information on how to go about getting a private reading with me. You can go ahead and send me emails at, or send me an email at, not many, just one, email at empathicfire82@gmail.com. You'll tell me what's going on. You'll ask the questions. I'll send you an email back on when you can expect your reading. And once the payment is received via PayPal, then I'll go ahead and upload your video privately through YouTube, and that will be provided to you directly through your email. Nobody else will see it. It's all confidential. It's all above board. Yay, yay, yay. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into your love readings for the first half of June, starting with the fire signs, going into the earth signs, air signs, and then, of course, ending with the water signs. Sorry, water signs. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the readings, guys. Hello, earth signs. Welcome to your love readings for the first half of June. I do appreciate you being here. Once again, just want to apologize for missing out on doing these love readings for the month of May. Things just got really crazy around the house, and I just didn't have time to make it. But we're here now, and we're going to get on with the first half of June for you guys. So this video is going to be for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, the earth signs. Taurus, as I meditated on your energy before I turned on the camera, you got the Santa Muerte deck. Virgo, you got the Housewives Tarot deck. And Capricorn, you got the Happy deck. And Taurus, you are the first of the earth signs, so we're going to begin with you. Hi, Taurus. And we will get Virgo and Capricorn once we're finished with Taurus. So if you guys will excuse us. Virgo. And once again, there you are, Taurus. I'm going to place you in the center of the board here. We've got our rose quartz elephant here, cleverly named Ellie, to help guide us in the reading today. And again, previously meditated on your energy, Taurus, and thinking about your love lives in the first half of June 2018. I'm just going to get reestablished with that energy now, and then we're going to lay the spread. And once the spread is laid out completely and all cards are flipped, I'll begin your reading then. Do check below for timestamps if you just want to jump directly to the reading and skip the shuffling. And of course, skip all this chitter-chatter that I'm giving you right now. Looking for messages for Taurus in the first half of June 2018 in your love lives. Taurus 2018, first half of June 2018. Alright, here we go, Taurus. First card out that you're going to get is going to be how you're feeling now as you come into the first half of June in terms of love and relationships, what you might be feeling towards, not towards yourself, but about yourself, what might be your mindset, what might be your perspective in terms of love and relationships right now in the first half of June, your general outlook and things of that nature, okay? And that's going to be in your first position. There it is. Okay. Second card, Taurus, is going to be how you're thinking of your partner or potential partner at this time in the first half of June, what you're feeling towards them, how you might be viewing them, etc., etc. Sidewinder, which way please for Taurus? Okay, thank you. Third card on your side, Taurus, is going to be what's your desired outcome for the future of this relationship or potential relationship, what you might be thinking. This is the next best step for you. What are you hoping for? What are you wishing for? What are you desiring? Or it just might be some general advice for you to take into the future as you consider your love lives in the first half of June 2018. And Taurus, I'm sorry, I forgot to say happy belated birthday. You guys are most of the month of May and a little bit towards the end of May, so that was a few weeks ago yet. And so, happy birthday, guys. And on this side, Taurus, the first card out is going to be how your partner or potential partner is viewing themselves at this time in the first half of June. What are they dealing with on their side of things? How are they feeling about themselves? What might be something that's a big theme in their lives or a big energy affecting their lives? Things like this. Second card out on their side, Taurus, is going to be how they're thinking about you, what they're feeling towards you, how they're viewing you, how they see you guys as a unit, things of this nature. Third card on their side, Taurus, is going to be their desired outcome, what they might be hoping or wishing for in the future of this relationship or potential relationship, or just some general advice for them to take going forward in this particular connection or on their side of things completely. Okay. No bottom of the deck energy, as you are your own overall energy in the month of, well, in the love readings, I should say. Sidewinder, which way please for Taurus in the month of, excuse me, first half of June 2018. Okay, thank you. All right, Taurus, just 2 cards came face down. Let's go ahead and flip those now. And then we're going to get the feel of this whole thing, and then we're just going to read the whole thing. Momentum is a word I get. Heartstruck is another word, which is a very weird compound or hyphenated word. So momentum, heartstruck. And totality. So those are just some words that came to me as I was overlooking these cards and kind of getting in touch with their energies. Regardless, Taurus, you start off in the position how you're feeling about yourself. What's your state of mind right now in terms of love and relationships, whether you're with a partner. By the way, these readings can be if you're single, dating, married, coupled, Tindering, swiping left, swiping left, swiping right, whatever you're doing. And it is more about the energy of love that surrounds you, Taurus. So that can go into all levels of commitment, all levels of dating, all that kind of stuff. So you're coming in as the Chariot. Love this deck. And again, this is the Santa Muerte deck. And unlike the Chariot in other decks, especially the Rider-Waite traditional tarot deck, that a lot of people have seen if you're watching readings on YouTube or you've gone to an actual tarot reader in real life, it depicts one person, a man, in a chariot, and he's leading 2 sphinxes or 2 horses or 2 ox, whatever it is, or oxen, I should say. And in this one, this is like a caravan, right? There's a lot of people there. There's like this one guy who might be the actual owner of the caravan, might be the one in charge of what's going on inside of it, and you've got these 3 more feminine or female-looking characters, and you've got one over there as well, and it's just busy, right? This particular Chariot card is very busy, and so some of you Tauruses might be very busy. You might have a lot that's occupying your time, taking up your energy, and let me see. And I feel like there's also this feeling in this card of orchestration, okay? So it's relative to the traditional understanding, but not super relative. So I feel like Taurus, as you come in to the first half of June in terms of love and relationships, you yourself recognize how much you have on your plate. how much you have sort of at stake in terms of love and relationship. You've put a lot of work into this relationship or this potential relationship, this potential connection, if you aren't really settled down with someone or dating anybody steadily. But whatever it is, you're kind of like very astute and very aware of just what you've done to get yourself to this point so far. And you want to continue. Not to say like continue the relationship or continue, more of you're prepared to keep giving of yourself in this relationship. You're prepared to add more elements to it because again, this card is already busy. It's already like full of characters. It's full of color. So it's like a kaleidoscope. There's a lot going on here and you're like, put more in. Just do more of that, you know? So in terms of an actual dating relationship or committed relationship or marriage or whatever you have going on for you, Taurus, you're like, okay, so I'm a mom or I'm a dad and I work full time and I do this and I do that with the relationship. I bring money in, we have children together or we don't, whatever it is. I am the one who picks up the dry cleaning, I cook the meals, I do this. You're like very aware of all the ways in which you put in effort and time towards this relationship. And for some of you, this is also like even the more romantic side of things. Like, oh, I'm the one who sets up the date nights. I'm the one who I buy sexy lingerie and I wear it for my partner. And it's not like you're aware of these things as if you're like loading up ammunition or like you're doing an inventory checklist. It's just, you might have been ignoring that information previously, or you didn't really realize how much you've worked in this relationship, and now you're aware of it. How are you taking that? Why is that significant? Okay. Okay, there's the Chariot element. Okay. So here on the card, right there, that main skull, please focus, please. Okay, there. The main skull, focus you. Okay, so the main skull that's a part of that caravan, right, is being revealed. Like there was a sheet over that skeletal figure, that skeletal face, and it's being pulled back. And again, I use the word caravan. It's not a chariot. A caravan, to me, is related to, like, no offense to anybody, because I've heard that this word can be offensive, but gypsies. Caravans are relative to gypsies, or carnies, which might be another offensive word, or this idea of, like, circus, where you're there, and then you go. You're here, and then you go. And it's this nomadic, right, is another way that you could associate the word caravan. So this information is revealed to you. You're revealing a truth to yourself that you've got a lot going for yourself. You've put in a lot of work in this relationship, and you're realizing that. And you're like, I did this, and you're going down the list, and you're going back in your memory Rolodex, and you're remembering all the things that you've contributed so far to this relationship. And the other thing that you're realizing is, oh, my little caboose looking thing, my little caravan has wheels on it. I cannot do this. I can take my efforts, take everything that I've contributed and move it elsewhere. Now, here we go. Now we're getting into more of a specific storyline. So for some of you Tauruses out there, this is an issue of, oh, I can leave. Not leave the relationship, not so drastically. I shouldn't say it that way. Not leave the relationship, not like get up and like pack a knapsack and pack a duffel bag and then, abandon ship in the middle of the night. Not like that, where the circus is in town and then it's not in town, like that whole drastic thing associated with that type of lifestyle or associated with that kind of performance act, right? But more of a, I don't have to do as much as I have been doing. I've been putting in a lot. I've been exerting myself. I've been buying a lot of gifts. I've been giving a lot of money. I've been giving a lot of my time. I've been performing a lot of sex with my partner or performing a lot of sexual act. You've been so giving that you realize you can restrain that energy. You can put a stop to it. You can put a barrier up to it. You can board it up or slow it down. You realize that you can leave it the way it is, or you can stop it, or you could, there's a lot of mobility here. Like I said, nomadic mobility. Something about it doesn't have to be this way if you don't want it to be. Some of you are fine with the way it is, what you've done, what you will continue to do, the effort, the money, whatever you've put in. You're cool with that. It's the role that you want to play in this relationship. Others of you are like, are feeling more like, it's at my discretion how much, when, what quality, what type, how often, etc., that this happens. Some of you are realizing you have more power in this relationship, a lot more say, a lot more clout than you thought you did. And others of you are like, others of you, not a very many, but God, if I would quantify it, I would say less than half of you, whoever might be viewing this, less than half of you would be realizing, oh, I don't have to take this the way it is. I don't have to accept these terms. I don't have to accept this reality or accept that this is the amount of effort that I have to put forward. And you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to stop. Or I'm going to go put that energy and effort somewhere else. So some of you, that might mean leave the relationship or remove certain behaviors or certain actions or certain material things that you've given to the relationship. You're going to take those back and put them elsewhere. Interesting. That's very heavy. Not heavy, but it's very layered. There's a lot of different possibilities with that. How are you viewing your partner at this time in the first half of June? Taurus, you're viewing them as the Page of Cups in reverse. Show it to you upright, since a lot of people aren't familiar with this deck. But it's in reverse, right? So, Page of Cups, interesting, let me see this. Because this is actually the first time I've actually seen this card in a reading. Ooh, okay. Alright, so you're viewing your partner, Taurus, as sort of like being out in left field, you know? Kind of like lost in the lilies, lost in the poppy seeds, or poppy fields or something like that. They're not really around. They're kind of off in la la land, so to speak. In terms of love and romance, a lot of them are turned off. A lot of them are not receptive to love in relationship, or this love, or this partnership that you have with them, whether it's existing like long term or you're just dating. Some of them are just like kind of dialed down, watered down. Maybe there's a drought going on. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But for more of you, I think it's more of they're out to lunch. Like they're not consciously putting in effort towards this relationship. And you realize you're the one putting in the effort, and they're just kind of like off, you know, staring into their navel, you know, staring into their belly button. They're not really doing anything that you can see is contributing to you guys having a sustainable, loving, effusive, affectionate, just cohesive relationship. They're off on another planet, and there's a certain love that you have for them, because this is a Cups card, and the colors on this, in my opinion, are very beautiful. This is a very lovely shade of blue, several lovely shades of blue there. So there's a tenderness there, and there's this soft, like billowy feeling to it, where you see their inadequacies, quote unquote inadequacies, or you see where they're falling short, you see where they're not contributing, but you still love them. You still have affection for them. You still care for them, even if they're not really doing a damn thing to help you in this relationship. They're not pulling their weight. They're not showing you affection. They're not saying they love you. They're not expressing their feelings to you, because with blue being associated with the throat chakra and it's in reverse, some of them are not, you're not having good communication with them. There's a blockage there, okay? So you may not be speaking to them, not like you're like giving them the cold shoulder or like, you know, icing them out and not speaking, but what needs to be said or having those need to have conversations just isn't happening. But I feel it's mostly them towards you. Like they're not, like I said, they're not telling you that they love you. They're not showing you affection. They're not able to articulate the ways in which you mean something to them. And Taurus, you need that. You need to, not that you need to be validated, but you need to be appreciated. You need to be told, I care about you. I love you. These are the ways in which I know that you love me. When you do this, I know it means you love me, Taurus, and I love that. I appreciate that. I value that. It then makes everything you've done here worth it. Even if you feel you broke your back for this person, even if you feel as if you put yourself into debt for this person, you're like, I'm $8,000 in debt because of this person. But if they said, you know, because you did this for me, it shows me that you love me, and I appreciate that from you, Taurus. You're like calling the creditors, like, I don't have your money, but my baby loves me, so it makes it okay. That's sort of what it is, okay? You're willing to take a hit. You're willing to take a loss, so to speak. You're willing to be you're willing to take the shorter end of the stick if someone says that they appreciate the sacrifice that you made for them. It's really weird that I'm saying that so specifically, but for someone out there, that's what you need to hear from this person, but they're not telling you that. What are you hoping for in the future of this relationship, Taurus? What are you wishing for, or what might be some advice for you in the future? Got the Fool card. So, get a better focus on that. Focus, please. All right. So, this is going to go two ways. I'm laughing because I see like some of the things that are in his bag, and I think it's kind of funny. All right, so there's a lot going on here. Give me a second. All right, so for some of you, clearly this is about renewal. This is about a reset button in your relationship. Some of you want to reach a sort of clean slate between you and your partner, or even within yourselves, but you just want it to be like this refresh, restart, renew, sort of all things are possible with the Fool card, right? You're starting from zero, you're starting from the ground, and you can build anything you want, new foundations, right? New pathways, new journeys, right? And some of you might need that. You know, you've worked really hard here, your partner's out to lunch there. Maybe both of you just need to be refreshed in some kind of way. But others of you, want this by yourselves. You want to find your own newness. And the strange, okay, God, yeah, okay. So the strange thing about that, Taurus, as I say that, is you want this new thing. You want to feel renewed. You want to be refreshed. You want to see all the possibilities. You want to paint with all the colors of the wind, a la Pocahontas in whatever year that movie was released by Disney. You want all that, but you don't want to break up. And I have to emphasize that because, you know, when I personally, outside as your reader, just hear that, oh, you just want all this newness, but you want it for yourself. You want it in your own life. You want to be renewed and refreshed in your own life. And if this is a love and relationship reading, or reading that is geared towards your love life, that to me immediately translates into, so you don't want to be dating this person. You don't want to be involved with them. You don't want to be committed to them, whatever. Not the case. This, what comes across is you want that for yourself. Yes, a good portion of you want that for the both of you. You want both of your energies, both of your outlooks to be refreshed, renewed, and all that stuff. Others of you want it for yourself, but you don't want to leave this person. And it's interesting because the Fool card would indicate new journeys, new adventures, just a whole new pathway, a whole new set of possibilities, a whole new paint set in which to, you know, create a magical, amazing new picture on a canvas. But you'd be using the same old dirty brushes. Not to say that your partner is a dirty brush or anything, but you see what I mean? Like, you've got a new set of paints, you've got a clean canvas, but you want to use the same brushes that you've been using that have, you know, the bristles are worn down, they're not cleaned properly, blah, blah, blah. Instead of going full into the new set, new art supplies, new canvas, you're still wanting to drag something old that isn't changed, that isn't renewed, that isn't fresh into this scenario. Whether or not that's bad, quote unquote bad, whether or not that's good, quote unquote good, I don't know. But that's the feeling. Some of you are like, I'm doing this with my partner. We're just going to have a whole new outlook on life. We're going to, you want to reinvest with this person. You want to reestablish your connection and sort of, put more effort in while your partner is out to lunch. And others of you, you want to do that and you want it to be the focus is on yourself, but this person is still going to factor in somehow. I don't know how that works. You will know. I don't know. But yeah, it's very interesting. And the reason I said that, because you're like, what the hell does that mean? Where did you get that from, Jay? Okay, so in this bag, because I told you there's a lot of things in this bag, right? There's this bag that the skeleton is carrying, right? Look at it. It's got a heart on it, so it's about something that he loves, right? And this is a love relationship. And it looks like he's got the handle of a guitar, handle of a gun, which is interesting, but then the handle of an anchor in his bag. He has no boat. He's not near the ocean. So what does that mean to me? There's something in this bag of yours, this knapsack, because in the traditional Rider-Waite, the Fool carries a knapsack. There's something that you're going to carry with you that is a heavy weight, that is going to keep you more stuck where you have been or are right now than if you just left it behind. That wouldn't be the case. If he wasn't carrying that in his bag, he would be able to move forward a lot more freely. So some of you, I'm giving no advice, because I don't think you would take it anyway, but some of you are reluctant, resistant, and just plain out refusing to realize that the person you're with, or even something within your relationship, a certain dynamic, or even the influence of other people, in some cases, family members, friends, giving their advice, tarot readers giving their advice, it's holding you back. Okay? So use your discretion with that Fool card and apply it as is needed. And if none of this has resonated with you so far, I do apologize. Check back in a couple of weeks when I do the second half. Maybe there'll be a message for you. But for those who this is connecting, use your discernment with the Fool card, okay? On their side of things, how are they viewing you right now, Taurus? They view you as the Queen of Cups in this first half of June. So, many of your partners, if not the majority of your partners, view you. I mean, look at this card, Taurus. They see you. They know you are giving. This energy here, give. What I've put in, how much I've put in, all the time, energy, effort, money, whatever. They know you are giving your heart to them in your bones, in your bone hands. You've just offered it up. Look at this queen. She's offering up her heart to the person who's looking, to the partner. So your partner knows, Taurus, that you are so giving. This is a huge move of vulnerability. I'm very fired up for some reason in this video, so or in this reading. So bear with me. But this is a hugely vulnerable move that you're doing with your partner, and they see it. How are they seeing it? Because the reason I'm saying I'm fired up and the reason I'm drawing this out is because there's something in me that feels cautious, very cautious, Taurus. Very like, don't do that, stop, be careful, like warning. There's like a warning here. Stop doing this, or don't do it all the time, or be careful. Protect yourself. So some of you are being taken advantage of. You're being taken for granted. Some of you, not to the level of abuse, but some of you are just like with someone who this is what they expect of you. And if you don't do it, there will be consequences. And again, not necessarily abuse, although if that's your situation, please get help. Please be safe. Don't be a victim. And that's very flippant of me to say, but try to protect yourself. But what I mean is some of them expect this of you. And if you don't do it, they become irate, or they become moody. They become despondent. They become ungrateful. Like, not to say they were grateful when you're like this anyway, but they become even more ungrateful. They become bratty, whiny. Yes, some of you are giving too much. And I slammed this on the table. Man, okay. It's intense. Yeah? And you shouldn't do this, but they know this is what you do. They expect it because you keep doing it. It's not even they expect it like it's their expectation. They expect it because they know this is what you want to do. So some of them are just going along with your game plan. So some of you Taurus, and I think this is relative to your general readings, I think at least for April, I remember something about just co-signing on deception and co-signing on. Sometimes in life, sometimes a person can only take advantage of you if you allow them. And Taurus, some of you out there who I've been reading for the past 2 months, your energy is that of allowing. You allow this person to have the best of you. You give them the best of you, and you don't need to. I am so fired up. Why? I gotta calm down. I don't even know a Taurus close to me like that. I know some, but we're not like close. So it's not subjective. But what I'm feeling is like, stop this. Stop doing this. And again, it's not even maniacal. It's not even malicious. None of them are being super nasty about it. They're just taking and taking and taking and taking and taking. And you keep giving and giving and giving and giving. And that's not balanced. That's not fair. That's not equal. That's not healthy. Jeez. Whew. Okay. Whew. How are they viewing? Oh my God. Interesting. In my own spread. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. All right, I have to amend this, and because I'm happy with what I just said, but I realized something. What's here is I said how they view you. I know that's what I said, because that's how I was just speaking this entire time. But, yes. Okay. Okay, fine. This is the spot where it's supposed to be how they're viewing themselves, because this is how you view yourself, and this is how they're view themselves. But I know I didn't say that when I picked this card up. I said how they view you. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90% sure that's what I said. I'll have to go back and I'll see it when I edit this, and I won't really edit it because I'm just going to keep it in. But when I picked it up, the message was how they view you. This is the position for that, where this card came from, when I called it out and I laid it out. But the message here is, yours is very different, Taurus, and I apologize, and it's going to seem weird, but so this is how they're viewing you. There's no self, there's no them here. There's no view of themselves here, is basically what I'm trying to tell you. This side is not going to have how they view themselves. This is how they view you. This is how they view you guys in a relationship. Very specific. These two spots, it's been altered. I'm being led to it because... Calm down. Calm down, Jay. Calm down. Calm down. Okay. What I'm getting is that how they view themselves right now, you don't need to know. It's not for you to know. It's not important. It's not a message that is needed for you to hear. The message that you need to hear is how they see you, how they see the relationship, and what's going on in the future. That's what you need to know. How they view themselves, I don't know why, doesn't matter right now. So, how they view you guys as a unit, as a couple, is what was here, and what's here now in this hand. Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands. Gosh. All right. What you see is this one skeletal figure. It's got a scythe, or a scythe, or however you pronounce that. Scythe, I think, is how you should pronounce it, or how most people pronounce it. And when you have a scythe like that and you're doing this type of work, you're harvesting, right? But in this case, this is something, okay. The word that came out was premarital, so I don't know how that applies. For some of you, you might need to hear that. Some of the word premarital came out, because there's sort of like this wedding dress feel that I get off of that character. But what, beyond that, what I'm getting is premature. Premature, it's not sudden, but just fast, too fast, too fast, too much, too fast, premarital, okay, premature, and there is that traditional feeling that I get off of this card, because the Nine of Wands in the traditional tarot is the guy with the bandage on his head and he looks beat up. It's the Wounded Warrior card, right? This slightly that, a little bit of that tired, burdensome energy here, but it's more like a too fast, going too fast, too soon. This happened too soon. Premarital, again. Some of you might be in the child way, and it's premarital, or you've gotten with this person and you promised yourself you wouldn't get with anyone before you were married. I don't know, but there's this it's like this tense energy of too much, too soon, too fast. Too much, too soon, too fast. Too much, too soon, too fast. And I don't feel that that's an overall message for the entirety of the relationship, and that's more specifically for people who have been in a relationship for a while now. It's not that your partner feels that from the beginning it's been too much, too fast, too soon. I think it's right now that's how they feel. So maybe, Taurus, you want to do more. Like I said here, maybe you want to do more. Maybe you're expecting more. Maybe you're like, go, go, go. Let's progress. Let's take this new leap of faith with each other. Let's reinvent ourselves. Not reinvent. Let's reinvest in this relationship and all that. And they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Calm down, Taurus. It's too much for me. I don't want that. I don't want that. And in the Wands energy, I don't know that they're communicating it to you verbally, but I think they're communicating it to you in their behavior, in their attitude, in their sort of just their energy. I think some of you would be able to tell that they are like kind of out there swinging this scythe around, and I don't really know that this is effective. Like, one tree is blossoming, one is bloomed, right? The other is like dying and it has no leaves. So it's like this energy is off on their side of things. When they think of you guys as a unit, as a couple, as a potential couple, whatever it is, it's like there's work that they have to do. There's something they have to contribute, and it's too much for them, and they don't want to do it. Or they don't want to do it at this intensity. They don't want to do it at this speed. They don't want to do it. They want to slow down. They don't want it as badly as you do. Something about that. I'm going to take a break after this. I'm going to pause the video because, oh my God, Taurus, what is this? What do they want in the future of this relationship? What are they hoping for? What are they wishing for in the future? Ace of Wands. So that's good. For some of you, where you want to be with them, they want to be with you. You both kind of want this new thing together. So for some, they want to have this new sort of zest for life, this new investment in terms of passion and fire, and just like, for some of them, lust. And like I said here, you know, maybe somebody's going to get some little blue pills and you guys are going to go to town. I don't know. But for others, I think like this is just like something that was dead. Because look at the top of the card. Something that was dead breeds new life. So there is this idea of renewal. There is this idea of rebirth here. And wands would be relative to passion, relative to life force or vitality and things like this. So some of them are just like in this like really dark period, this period where maybe they don't have a firm handle on life, or a firm handle on their outlook, a firm handle on their emotions, and they might just be going through something. This just might be a phase for some of them. For others, they don't know anything about themselves, because that's what that's supposed to be. But when I picked it up, it was not about them. It was about you. They're out to lunch over here on your side. They feel burdened and tense here, and it's too much, too fast, too soon. Who is this person? I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. Do they know? I don't know. So there's this, who is this person? What do they do? What do they do? What do they want? What's their character? The only thing I know is they see you pretty clearly. You're pretty well defined in their eyes. I feel them here in the Fool card with you, like they know this is what you want. They see all of this. Over here, it's so hard to see. It's so hard to tell exactly who they are on their side of things, because it all relates back to you. This is shared with you. This is new, and it's a reinvestment, or it's this bringing something out of the dead, and it might be relative to them. But why were they dead? Why were they not full of energy, full of life, full of vitality? Why did they lack passion? Don't know. Don't know. They want that. Will they get it? And that's the thing. This could be a want. It doesn't even have to be an actual outcome. This is just what they desire. Doesn't mean that it's going to happen. So, who knows? Taurus, who knows? That's, oh, girl or boy. That's what's going to be, this is going to be in your title somewhere. Who knows? Okay? All right, Taurus, I gotta end this, but I thank you so much for watching to this point. If you like what you saw here, please like the video, leave a comment below if it resonated with you at all, share the video if you feel up to it, and of course subscribe if you also feel up to that. And I will see you in another 2 weeks when I come back and I do the second half of June for your love readings then. And I thank you guys for watching, okay? And I'm going to clear the board now, and I'm going to get on and do Virgo's reading. Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your love reading. I had to pause the video, and I'm going to edit it so I clean it up a bit. But I had to pause because Taurus's reading was very intense, so I needed to take a mini break between their reading and yours. But we're here now, Virgo. I've got in touch with your energy, and I'm just going to go ahead and get on with your love reading for the first half of June. Hope everything is going well for you guys. Hope you're feeling good. I'm feeling pretty good. Summer is upon us, right? So let's all get ready to sweat it out, right? Virgo, first half of June love reading. Thank you. All right, let's go. Virgo, first card out is going to be how you're doing yourself at this time in your love and relationships, how you're feeling about yourself, what your general outlook might be, things of that nature. Second card is going to be, Virgo, how you're viewing your partner or a potential partner at this time in the first half of June, what you might be thinking about them, what you might be observing in their lives, or how you're feeling about yourselves as a unit together. Third card out on your side, Virgo, is going to be your desired outcome, what you might be hoping or wishing for in the future of this relationship, what might be the next best step, or just some general advice for you to take with you into the future regarding this love and relationship. Very good. Third card. First card on their side, Virgo, it's going to be how they're viewing themselves at this time in this relationship in the first half of June, what they might be thinking or feeling, what they're bringing to the table on their side of things. Second card is going to be how they're viewing you at this time in the first half of June, what they might be thinking about you, feeling towards you, what they might be thinking or feeling about you guys as a unit, or things of that nature. Oh, wow. There we go. Come on out from under there. Where are you? There you are. Oh, Sidewinder. Sidewinder. All right. Sidewinder, please. Which way? For Virgo, please. Thank you. Third card is going to be what they're hoping for or wishing for in the future, Virgo. What might be their next best step? What might be some general advice for them on their side of things, etc. Nice. And I say all that, but I haven't read it all together. But individually, those two were very nice. And of course, there's no bottom of the deck energy for the love readings. You are your own overall energy, Virgo, in the love readings. So let's take a look and see what you've got here. It's not a card that's on the table, but I am hearing the word temperance for you, Virgo. I'm hearing the word structure. I'm hearing the word idleness. Okay, so those words may or may not apply in this reading, or they might be of significance of you. Take them as you wish. Now, excuse me. Now, how are you coming into this love relationship or potential relationship in the first half of June? Virgo, you're coming in as the Ten of Swords. Someone's been a pincushion, right? You've been, pardon the possible innuendo, Virgo, but some of you have been pricked lately. You've been very poked and prodded and kind of like stuck every which way, like annoyingly. Like the Ten of Swords in traditional tarot is the stabbed in the back card, and you're feeling betrayed. You're feeling as if someone has left you for dead. Da 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 da. But here, in this particular case, as I'm feeling this energy, you just feel annoyed. You feel really bothered by the little things. Like, which is interesting because the little things is sort of like your wheelhouse, Virgo. It's kind of like your MO in life. Like, oh my God, little things, details, little details. Virgo's all about that. But right now in this relationship or potential relationship, or even just as your outlook towards love, it's very like, the little things, the little details, they're annoying you. They're bothering you. So what's a little detail? Like, who left the damn cap off of the toothpaste again? One sword. Who didn't clean out the litter box again? Detail. Who didn't call to wish my mom, their mother-in-law, a happy Mother's Day in May again? It's like, not just, I keep saying again. So for some of you, it's a repeating thing in this relationship or potential relationship that you have, or a potential connection, where someone is showing like they're forgetful of the details, they're forgetful of the little things, they're forgetful of their chores, and it's just rehash again and again and again and again and again. You have to tell this person, take out the damn trash, clean the litter box, make your bed. I'm saying a lot of household things, but it can apply to other things where it's like, you know, give me a kiss before you leave for work in the morning, show me some affection, or if I don't show you affection, don't take it personally. Like, it's just this repeating thing of you are reminded of when they do something wrong, or they do something not to your liking, or you do something not to their liking, and then they tell you about it. It's like this again and again and again thing happening. And it's not, even though the swords is heavy in terms of it speaks to our mental capacities, thinking and speaking, and how we communicate and all that kind of stuff. So it can be annoying, it can be very grating, it can be very taxing if you constantly have to think about things like this. But the reason I'm like saying this is because these are pins, right? Like in this deck, the swords are represented by knives and scissors and other sharp objects, but in this particular card, it's represented by pins in a pin cushion. So it can, for some of you, feel really heavy. It can, because it is a culmination. The 10 is a culmination. And it can feel like a huge betrayal, or feeling like you're all alone and you're the one who's doing all the heavy lifting around the house, taking care of the domestic duties, taking care of the love side or the affectionate side of being in a relationship. You're the one who's always saying we should have a romantic night out. So that's what I mean. But For most of it, I feel it's just like the details, the little things. The little things that when you line them all up, they add up to a whole big mess of disappointment. Feeling like, ugh, why are you like this? Why, Mary? Why are you like this? Okay? That's how you're feeling coming into the first half of June in terms of your love and relationships, potential long-lasting or otherwise. How are you viewing your partner or potential partner? You view them as the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. This card has come up a bit. But when I've used this deck, it comes up. Anyway, that's what it looks like upright. Not a lot of people use it on YouTube. I'll show it to you in reverse. So how are you feeling towards your partner? And how are you viewing you guys as a unit? Well, insufficient. Pentacles obviously deals heavily with money and resources. And I've read this card different ways before, but when I get this now, this is heavy on the money side, heavy on the resources. You are feeling like y'all don't have a pot to piss in. Pardon the expression, but that's kind of how you're feeling. You're feeling underfunded, you're feeling strapped, you're feeling limited as far as what you can spend, as far as what you can afford. You're feeling as if you can't obtain the next level of something. So some of you want to move out of an apartment into a home or into a condo, something like that, but you can't afford it. And it's feeling more communal. Like you're not seeing your partner as the sole responsible person in the relationship for getting a new car, for getting signing a mortgage for a new home or anything like that, or securing a loan so that you can buy a new home, whatever it is. You realize that your partner can't do that all by themselves. You're part of this energy too, is how I'm getting this. So there's this sort of stuntedness or lack of progression in terms of getting more financial freedom or being able to do more with your money, being able to obtain more with your money. If it is just how you view them strictly and you're not a part of the equation, they don't have a lot of earning power right now. They are stunted or they have hit a certain ceiling in their career path, in their earning potential, and you're like, come on, guy. Let's get this energy shifted. Let's turn this card upside right because I want the Ten of Pentacles upright, Virgo. You want that stability. You want that sound, strong, stable home. Look at that pastoral home. Look at that lovely, big old, not even a mansion, but just like, a lot of people would love to live in a house like that. Virgo, you're one of those people who would love to live in a house like that. And whether or not that's your actual dream home, that's besides the point. But what it represents is a dream of having structure and foundation and a certain stability in your physical realm, in your physical day-to-day life. Having a reliable car, not having a busted up Dodge Neon from 1996, okay? I don't want to drive around in that Rob. I want a new car. I want to be next to Drew Carey on Price is Right. You got a new car. Like, not to say that's the way you want it, but that's what you aspire to have, is things that are new, reliable. Not necessarily for the material things that they might represent, is in they're flashy and people would respect you. In theory, people would respect you more or find you more attractive because you were driving around in a shiny new car. But it's just like you feel you've worked hard or that you have put in your part to have that in your reality. And it's not coming in this relationship. Very specific to money and possessions. How you're viewing your partner and or more specifically, more heavily, you guys as a unit. You're just not you're not stacking the chips like you want to stack them. It's very isolated because, again, this is just talking about money and possessions, I feel. You love this person. You care about them if you're connected with anyone, Virgo. If you're not connected with anyone, this hasn't resonated, I apologize. Check back in 2 weeks. See if anything comes up for you here. But for those where this is connecting and actually resonating, the little things are annoying you. You're not getting you're not having the new things and the stability and the financial wiggle room that you want to have. And despite all of that, Virgo, which is interesting, so I'm curious who this resonates with, is the future that you are hoping for, wishing for, or what might be lying in store for you is the Two of Cups. Now, Two of Cups traditionally is a soulmate card in tarot. And here I'm feeling it mostly as that. And I'm feeling it mostly as that, but I'm also feeling it as a goal. Like some of you, despite these two cards, you're not letting them deter you from aiming to have this with someone, aiming to have this lovely, effusive connection with someone else, full of love and adoration and affection and cutesy-wootsy, I love you so much. You know, that's still very much your goal. That's still very much what some of you believe that you have with this person, whether or not you know, some of you feel you have it already. Some of you feel you'll get to this point. And the interesting thing, the reason I'm kind of like, sort of like baffled by this is because Virgo, you have an immense capacity for love in your life. You have in your personality, in your disposition, it's one of your traits. You do have capacities for love. But when it comes to romance, Virgo, romance, romantic gestures, romantic notions and iterations and love poetry and all that stuff, that's in the Two of Cups. And that's not usually the side of the cup suit or of love and romance that you really vibe with. Like your way of expressing love is usually through practical means, through gift giving, through nurturing and support, not dearest love of my life. When I look into your eyes, I see the stars above and blah, 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 you know, but that's here. So it's interesting that it's in your future or in your goals or in what you're wishing for, hoping for, all that kind of stuff. So whoever this I'm reading for, congratulations or wow. I personally, as your subjective reader, or as the subjective person, not as your reader, excuse me, I'm like, what? A Virgo? This? Really? Okay. You know, I'm shocked. But now that it's here, I kind of think it's like maybe you're feeling like this is all well and good, wanting this. And this is like I said, it's light because of the pin and the pin cushion thing. It's not like a sword stabbing someone in the back. It's very different to put a pin into a pin cushion than stabbing someone in the back with a sword. So because these are kind of diminished comparatively to this, I think that maybe some of you are like reprioritizing this relationship or reprioritizing what's important to you in this relationship in some way or in some form or fashion. Like the cap off of the toothpaste, not scooping the litter box, not, remembering to give birthday cards to, your extended family. Those are things you can overlook because you know that some of you, yeah, I said no. So some of you know this person is sort of like the one for you. There's a substantial connection with you and this other person. And it sort of outshines all this other gunk down here. Interesting. That's nice. On their side of things, Virgo, how are they viewing themselves coming into June? In the first half of June, I should say. Two of Pentacles reversed. I'll show you up right so you can get accustomed to this deck. So, some of them have been in between jobs. Pentacles, so some of them have been in between jobs, not able to find something, or kind of going, do I want to go in this field? Do I want to go in that field? What's going to utilize my skills the best? Should I go back to school? They've been like, not juggling, but sort of like, their options have been up in the air, and they're coming out of that. A lot of them are coming out of that. A lot of them are going to settle down on a job. Excuse me. A lot of them are going to some of them are getting their finances in order. But this idea of being unsteady is kind of leaving them. Some of them, not all. Some of them. Uh, and that's great. That's music to your ears, Virgo. Yes, you're going to stop being uncertain. You're going to stop being in this transitionary period, and you're going to land a job, or you're going to go back to school. You've decided on a trade. You're going to be a stay-at-home dad. You're going to be a stay-at-home mom. Whatever the decision is, you're so happy because this whole we don't know or I don't know question mark phase, you don't like that. You didn't like that. And not like you didn't like it, like it was... It might have been a part of this irritation, like this whole, what am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. That may have been irritating to you, because Virgo, you're usually pretty, I'm going to do this, 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 and this, and I'm going to have that done within the next 2 years of my life. Like, you're able to sort of plot your life in that way, and other people can't. And not like that bothers you, but you certainly wouldn't want to deal with someone like that for a long time. So I feel like this has been, for a lot of your partners, like a temporary situation, this uncertainty of what's going to happen next. Some of them are doing it in a crapshoot sort of way, is what I'm getting. Some of them are just like rolling the dice and saying, you know what, F it. You know, may the chips fall where they, or may the chips lie where they fall, or however you're supposed to say that. Some of them are just kind of winging it. And that pleases, for those of you where that's happening, that doesn't please you, but at least they're deciding to instead of going, I don't know, finally they're just like rolling the dice and saying, okay, there, boom, that whatever comes out, that's what I'm going to do. Like, some of them might be like flipping a coin sort of thing, or doing like one of those, what are those things where it's like that little paper thing, I forget what it's called, but it's like that little paper thing, and it's like supposed to tell your fortune and all that. Some of them are just like leaving it up to the fates, or like relinquishing their agency or their power in making the decision and just kind of going with something just to go with it. And they're not actually deciding, they're just kind of like, whatever. That doesn't sit well with you. You would rather them be mindful of their decision, but either way, there's this getting out of indecision. For many of your partners, that's going to please the heck out of you, so woo-hoo. They realize that's what they need to do. They realize that's what they've been delaying or putting off, or just that's been the missing link here, and so they're just going to get on with it. Cool. How are they viewing you, Virgo, in the first half of June? Your partners are viewing you as the Queen of Wands. Well. So, you a boss, and they know it. You are in control of your domain, you're in control of, you're the queen of your own castle, and they know it, and some of them are a little scared. Some of them are a little scared of you. Not like literally scared, like cowering in a corner, but like they're scared. Like, they know you have a certain expectation. They know that you have certain ways you like things. Your particularities or your sensibilities and your expectations, they're very sensitive to them or highly aware of them. And you're holding them accountable. Look at this woman. She's like not taking any excuses. She's like, you're sick? That doesn't mean you can't put a load of laundry in. I don't care if you're sick. Do a load of laundry or two while you're homesick from work. Oh, you broke your non-dominant arm? Well, that means you can still do blah 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 blah. Like, no mercy in some cases. Is like this Queen of Wands is like no nonsense, no mercy. And so they realize that's what you're like. But not the flip side, but the interesting part of the Queen of Wands is she still maintains, or rather, her reason for having such expectations and such sort of deliberate structure around her boss. Why is she a boss? Because others will benefit from her being a boss. So they know that this hard side of you, Virgo, this sort of, in some cases, maybe even militant approach to things or attitude that you possess, is because you want to see the best for everybody. All those who come under the kingdom or who live in the kingdom of the Queen of Wands, if you live in her kingdom, she's going to take care of you. You're going to pull your weight. She's not going to take care of you willy-nilly, like without expecting something, and not expecting something in return, but like she's going to hold you accountable, the Queen of Wands. She'll take care of you, but you're not going to be sitting on her sofa all day. You're not going to sit around not having a job or being in this transitionary period for 8 years. No. Get a job. Well, I'm just weighing my options. In the meantime, get a part-time job. But I don't know, babe. I just want to get into something that I'm really passionate about. Volunteer. Oh, but I don't know. If I volunteer, that's just going to take away from my time doing blah, blah, blah. Clean up around the house while you're home. Okay, I'll clean up while I'm at home. Like, she takes no excuses. She takes no bull. She just will not have it. How you're connecting is very interesting. Because, again, that Two of Cups is very heavy in the love department. It's very, like, it works. Somehow this works. And I hate to, again, bring out the subjective, non-tarot reader part of myself, but I don't see how this works. I'm not trying to say it's not going to. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not going to. I'm not saying that this is failed, or I'm not saying that this is fake or anything like that. I'm just like, wow. Because the energy is, it works. Tarot reader Jay is back now. This works. How it works? Don't know, but it works. You have this dynamic between you that is just okay. Like, runs like a well-oiled machine. Well-oiled machine. Maybe because the Queen of Wands, you Virgo, is like sort of the captain of the ship. Maybe that's the secret. Maybe the secret. Yeah, that might be the secret. So this might be for a very like segmented population of Virgos. You might be the leader or the captain of this ship, the leader in this relationship, the one who, is behind the steering wheel. And that might be the secret of the success of this relationship. But that, yeah, maybe. Because I'm not really feeling your partner has much weight to throw around, so to speak. They're kind of like putty in your hands in a lot of ways. And you're going to mold them. Yay, good for you, I don't know. But on their side of things, Virgo, what are they hoping for in the future, wishing for, what might be the next best step? All that good stuff. The star. Beautiful. Wishes coming true, wishes granted. When you wish upon a star. All that stuff, right? And that's how I'm feeling this. Like, other things that might be associated with the star in traditional tarot is healing and transparency and all that kind of stuff. And that might be a little bit in there, transparency. But what I'm feeling more is like wishes come true, dreams come true, happiness in the making. That pie that this woman is being rewarded with or has a blue ribbon for, she baked it with love and happiness and tenderness and care and all that kind of stuff. All of that lovely ooey gooey stuff. They want that too. And I think yours is more sort of like you're more aware that it exists between the two of you. I think for them, ooh, sorry, Ellie, I apologize. Go back to where you were. Thank you. Yours is more of a, you and me, we're going to do this. And you're acknowledging the other person. Not to say they're not acknowledging you, but you're more like rooted in the day-to-day. This is what happiness looks like. This is what a happy marriage looks like. This is what fulfillment is, etc., etc. Theirs is more like ethereal or more like up in the clouds, sort of like dreams come true. Like, that's so cliched and so broad. What does that even mean? And they're less able to sort of articulate it, how their wishes are coming true, how they feel fulfilled. They just know that's the reality that they live in, and they accept it. And it's definitely related to you. It's touching your card here, and it's touching you, possessing the energy of the Queen of Wands. So they know that you're the common denominator, or the very overwhelming contributing factor in their wishes and their dreams coming true. It's just they might not be able to articulate it so much. This star card is very dreamy. It's very like like wind chimes and flutes, like tweeting birds. It's very light. Yours is more like, I see you every day, even though you're doing crap that annoys me, even though you don't have money right now, or we can't buy that home right now. I still love you. We're connected. This is great. Theirs is more, I love you so much. I don't even know why, but I do. Like, they know why. They just can't say why. They can't really express it. They can't put it to words the right way. Like, they do. Like, you might say to them, hey, partner, why do you love me? Because I do. Yeah, but why? Like, you know, you'd be able to articulate why you do. Why you love them, Virgo. Whatever your reasons are, you'd be like, well, I love you because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'd have like a nice little list ready. But for them, you'd be like, okay, and now you tell me, why do you love me? And they'd be like, because I do. And you'd be like, but I need to know why. Like, what do I do for you? Like, what's a personality trait of mine that you love? I think you're very kind. How am I kind? You are nice to people. Like, it's very terse. It's very, which in some ways might actually resonate with you, Virgo. It's very terse, very like specific, almost limited language in how they express their love towards you, or verbalize their love. I'm getting this very verbally for some reason. Like, when it comes to actually saying what is so great about you, they just know you are, and they just can't really put grand, you know, romantic words behind it. It's more of a, because you are a nice person and I like your smile. You know? You make the best beef stroganoff I've ever eaten in my entire life, and it's my favorite meal. I love you. So, or you make the best pie. You make my favorite pie, and it's the best pie I've ever had in my life. That's why I love you, Virgo. Again, subjective J is like, what is this? How does this work? Because this energy, like this, okay? Tarot J is back and is like, of course this works. Nothing here is like tragic. This is minimal. These are reversed, but they'll be turned upside right. Just give it time and effort. This is a good reading, Virgo. Congratulations. Woohoo. Okay, so I'm going to end this here. I'm going to clear the board now, and I'm going to get on and do Sagittarius's or not Sagittarius. Wow. Capricorn. Because that's the last Earth sign. Capricorn. Virgo, if you like what you've seen here, leave a like down below. Feel free to comment on the video. Feel free to share the video. And if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That would be awesome. And thank you guys for watching. With your time and other resources or things of value to you, you're releasing that grip a little bit. You're kind of easing out of that control a bit. Some of you are feeling like, actually, okay, thank you. So some of you, you've got money, you've got time, you've got resources to spare, and so you're realizing that, and you're, like I said, you're lessening that grip, you're releasing it. Others of you have been doing, let me see, hold on, thank you. Some of you have been doing that Four of Pentacles thing upright, and you were smart to do it because some of you are like having a bit of a loss. So two things. Some of you, you've got it. You've got money in the bank. You've got time to spare, whatever it is. And now you're like, okay, you've got wiggle room now, and you're wanting to enjoy yourself, enjoy your money, enjoy your time, give to others, things like this. Others of you, you were holding on tight, and you were trying to save, you were trying to not spend so much, you were trying to get enough sleep, or open up your schedule. You had so many appointments, so many tasks that you had to do, but now that pinch or that stress or that confinement didn't really pay off. You saved and you saved, but still you kind of are at a loss financially. You tried to free up your schedule, but you're still busy as hell and you can't get away. You are not getting as much sleep, things like this. In terms of that last group, where you don't have enough, you tried to save and now you're still like not able to, you didn't save enough, or you haven't had enough time to save, whatever it is. I feel that's more for people who have like family situations where you have children involved, where certain costs, maybe like childcare, in some cases like medication for a child, or a certain surgical procedure for a child, you were saving to get it done, or you were saving to have the bill paid by a certain date, and it's not happening. In other cases, it's childcare, as in like not just daycare, or for some it's like daycare, babysitting, things like this. In other cases, it's like what's that called when you pay your spouse or your ex-spouse or your child's, the partner that the co-parent. Is that called childcare when you pay it to another person through a court? But whatever. I don't know why that word is escaping me now if it's not childcare. But for some of you, that's what that's involving, where it's like your earnings, your paychecks are being a portion is being taken out for your children. You haven't paid towards your children. Now someone, the government, has intervened and said, you know what, you owe for your children, and we're just going to take that money now. Okay. So for some of you, this is not so bad. It's like you've got enough money to play. You've got enough time where you can, spend time with your family or spend time with your partner, since we're talking about love and relationships here, and it's going to be good. You're going to spoil them. You're going to spend money on them. You guys are going to, indulge and maybe go get like couples massages, whatever you're going to do. In other cases, like you tried to save, you tried to meet deadlines, you tried to stay out of debt or out of the overdraft in your bank accounts, and it didn't work. Okay, so sorry for those in that group. How are you viewing your partner coming into this first half of June, Capricorn? You view them as the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Should I tee you up right so you can become familiar with the deck? Because it's so cute, right? Oh, but in reverse, huh? Okay. Okay. Okay, so Capricorn, for those where you were, again, this is like for most of you, if not all of you, who are resonating with this. And if it's not resonating, I'm sorry, check back in 2 weeks. But for those where it is, whether you've been holding back the money, you've been tightening the purse strings, and now you're opening up the purse strings a little bit and you're spending more and it's all good. You're not getting into any type of overspending patterns of behavior or anything like that. This is how this applies. Your partner just doesn't have as much money as you. They may have mishandled their money. They may have invested it poorly, or some of them are waiting for some money to come in. Like maybe some of them are artists where they've created, certain artwork, or they've done installations and they're waiting to be paid by the person that commissioned them or for the artwork. they're just waiting for their money to come in, or others of them, they just don't earn that much, and so you were tight on the purse strings for a reason. It's like, okay, it's June, you know, this is a high time for vacations, high time to get away, high time for wanting to go out and live it up a little bit, enjoy fine dining, outside dining, you know, do all that lovely things that cost money in this world. And so you were saving because you're like, by the time June comes around, I want to go to Santa Fe. Or I don't know why I said Santa Fe, but I want to go to Santa Fe, and I want to go Santa Fe with you. But I know you don't make that much money, so I have to be really tight, and I have to be really miserly, and I have to save my money, and da-da-da-da, because I'm going to Santa Fe with you. And they're like, oh, we're going to Santa Fe? Yes, we're going to Santa Fe. I'm paying for everything. It's no big deal. Now, for those of you where you tried to save, but you couldn't save, or you're having your wages garnished and you're losing money, or you're out of resources. Not out of resources, but your resources are being stretched thin. You don't have much time. You can't spend as much time with your kids because work is amping up, or work takes you away. Maybe you have a job where you have to travel to work and all that kind of stuff. Your partner, you see them as being unable to, they're struggling a little bit to hold down the fort, or stand on their own 2 feet, or make do with what they have. Because the Seven of Pentacles is all about upright. You've put in the work. You've toiled the earth. You've planted the seeds, and you're watching your seeds grow. They're not really ripe yet, your seeds being these pentacles, or the fruits that came from your seeds being the pentacles on the vine, right? And the Seven of Pentacles upright would indicate like, oh, we're almost there. We're almost ready to harvest. We're almost ready to get back for what we've put in. Seven of Pentacles in reverse shows a delay in that, or a complete stop to that, or just this, it's not actually going to be harvest time anytime soon because the seeds that were put in the ground were garbage. Okay, not necessarily garbage, but they just didn't yield. There's the lack of yield here, okay? Ugh. For the first group, where you've got some cash and you're opening up the purse strings, and your partner might just be delayed on getting money in the door, or have resources or something to contribute financially or materially towards this relationship, it's going to be, it might feel a little tense, but you guys are going to make it through. For those where you don't have much and your partner has less than you, ooh, it's going to be tough. Okay? And what I'm actually feeling is like, this is more what's consciously on your mind, Capricorn. The love and affection between you two is likely not affected, whether it exists at all. Because for some of you, this is really just about money. Like, this partner that you're with, or this partner that you're thinking of, is not, you guys don't have a relationship that deals with romance. Because I did say something about childcare, or what is that called? If it's not called childcare, whatever it is, where you didn't pay towards your children and you got to get courts to go tell your partner or your ex-partner or whoever to pay money towards you. Like, that type of relationship is without romance. So that's why this would be on your mind for that group of you. You don't have any type of ooey gooey feelings for this person. You're just there like, I want to take care of my kids. Help me pay so that my kids can have diapers. You know? Like, you're about the money. Not like in a egotistical or materialistic way. It's like, no, for practical reasons, I need you to pay towards these children because I can't do it all by myself. That's a very specific message, and that explains why this is so pentacles heavy over here. For those where there is romantic leanings, romantic connections with the partner, this is just a facet of your relationship that you're aware of right now in this first half of June. Because I do feel it both ways. I feel it where there is no connection, there is no romantic bond, and for those there is a romantic bond, but consciously on the surface, because we do want to go to Santa Fe, or I do want to travel with you, I do want to go out and eat at fancy restaurants with you, blah, 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 or I do want to spoil you. The difference between your financial situations is very apparent to you, okay? Interesting. What are you hoping for in the future of this relationship? What might you be wishing for, or what's the next best step for you? Advice, Queen of Swords. She's so happy, even though she is a cold-hearted bitch. And that's just a general feeling of, that's just a general interpretation of the traditional Queen of Swords. Am I feeling that specifically here? Maybe. For some of you, particularly those where this is coming across, for those who have a child or children with this partner, and you guys are going to court for money, you're ringing up people's phones, you're sending text messages, trying to get money for the kids, trying to get diapers for the kids, you're trying to get formula and food for the children, clothes for the children. This is who you're going to be. For this specific group, this is who you're going to be. You're going to be the Queen of Swords. You're going to be about the business, all the business, nothing but the business, so help you God. No compassion. No negotiations. No compromise. Do you have the money or not, Frank? No, I don't have the money. Hang up on him. I'm not saying that's what you should do, but that's like sort of the attitude that you're taking to the person that you need money and support from in terms of helping to take care of your children. And given that this person is the father and or the mother, because women can be dirtbags too, you help me bring these children into this world. Now you need to help me pay for them. I'm not going to do this by myself. I will not accept it. We will not have compromises. You're not going to tell me, oh, I'll have the money for you next Tuesday. I need the money today. Today. Queen of Swords. For others of you, I think for those where you have the partner and they are going to get money in, they just don't have it right now, you're not going to go ham spending money. You're not going to go and spend beyond your means. You're going to be wise. You're not a fool. You're not crazy. You will be like, okay, we're going to go to Santa Fe, or we're going to take this trip, but we're not flying first class. We will be coach. We will get our flight on the discounted websites. You're going to be savvy with your money. That's the point. Savvy. As much as you want to spend, as much as you want to sort of express yourself romantically and buy them gifts, you're not going to go crazy with, because it would put you at a loss if you did that. That's why it's So, that's for those where your partner has something to contribute, or they will have money in the door, or they will be able to help you pay towards a certain vacation, or pay towards certain like gifts that you give yourselves, like indulgences or whatever, but you're just not going to go crazy with it. Okay? For those where it's not about children, but you don't have much, your partner has even less, and you guys are sort of strapped, resources are spread thin, but there's no children involved. This is very layered, this message for you, Capricorn. You've got a lot of different storylines going here. But no children. This is not about childcare. This is not about, garnished wages. This is about, I don't have much. My partner has even less. You're going to go in there and balance the books, essentially. You're going to be like the accountant, and you're going to be very meticulous about how much you spend, how much they spend, and how much you cannot spend. Like, you're going to sit down and like go over all the bills, go over all the spending. You're going to be opening up the checking account. You're going to be looking at all the ATM purchases, debit card purchases, and all that kind of stuff. And you're going to say to your partner, listen, you see this Starbucks thing that you do like every day? No more. No more Starbucks every day. Absolutely not. Can't afford that. You're spending $5 a day at Starbucks on a large coffee and a biscotti. And 5 times 5 is 25. That's $25 a month. 4 weeks in a month, that's $100 a month. We can't afford that. Stop it. Okay? So you're just going to be doing the checks and balances. And you're going to be hard about it. You're going to be hard line about it. No negotiations. No compromising. No matter what your storyline is, this is you, Capricorn, in the future of this relationship. You are going to be hard about it. As much as you might be wanting to indulge, and you will, some of you will indulge. For those who have the money and you're able to spend it, you're able to open up the purse or loosen the purse strings a little bit, you'll do it. But again, you're not going to do it to the detriment of your own bottom line. Okay? Interesting. On their side of things, Capricorn, how are they viewing you? Or excuse me, how are they viewing themselves coming into the first half of June? In this relationship or potential relationship and connection and all that good stuff. They have the Page of Swords and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Page of Swords there on the left. Three of Pentacles, I'll show you upright just so you can get it associated with it, or acquainted with it, I should say. Looks like that. But again, it's in reverse. So, makes sense. Some of them are a little naive. They're a little whippersnapper with this Page of Swords upright. They have good intentions. They just have poor execution. And Swords is about your mental capacities and communication. So some of them are just like being sort of like not snippy, although some of them might be, but a little immature, a little rash, a little quick-tempered or quick-mouthed, little like that. And I think it's relative. I think it's related to this, or how it's related to this Three of Pentacles in reverse is like they are criticizing this. They're being critical of this. They're bemoaning this. They're complaining about this. They are just like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. What don't they want to do? Or they don't like that this is happening, I should say. Not that they don't want to do it, but they don't like that this is happening. Because when the Three of Pentacles is upright, Three of Pentacles talks about negotiations. It talks about contracts. It talks about seeking the advice or the expertise of someone else and coming to an agreement, blah, 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 blah. Basically, the point is coming to agreements and agreeing that certain things need to go a certain way. When it's like this, there's a lack of agreement. There's this lack of willingness to work together. So, where you're up here and you're doing this hard thing here and you're like compromising, but not really compromising too much. You're not really going to do it to the point where you're at a loss. You're going to cover your bottom line. You're going to cover your butt. That's here. This is them, because you've got two cards. Even though this is the position of how they view themselves, this is them, this is you. And so they're criticizing, they're critical of you right now, is how they see themselves. They realize you have a certain effect or impact on them right now. You're coming to them with this. You're meeting them with this energy. And they're meeting you with this energy. And there's sort of like this little, like a little fight, a little tiff, little disagreement. Within this card also, they're kind of like, I don't want to do it that way. You're like, we need to do this. And they're like, I don't want to do it that way. So there's like this dissension going on here. This is kind of stroppy, mouthy. Like, what did I say? I didn't say stroppy. What did I say? I forgot the word that I used. But yeah, it's like complaining. Like being a little complaining about, whiny. Like that's the way that I can explain it. That's not articulate at all in how I can explain it, but that's what they're doing towards the Three of Pentacles reverse. They are the Page of Swords. So, I didn't mention it. Not that it matters in a general reading, but I did mention it for the other two when it came up. So, Queen of Swords and now Page of Swords here. You've got this potential of air signs being involved, Capricorn. So your partner might be an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius. Doesn't have to be, just could be. Moving on. How are they viewing you in the first half of June, Capricorn? Interesting. 10 of Cups. So, for those where they're like, why? I sound like Beaker or something from the Muppets. For those where they're just kind of like complaining and bemoaning, like, we have to not have Starbucks every day, you can't spend your money. Like, for those where you're telling them you can't spend that money that way, you have to be more practical with your money, you have to be more wise with your spending, they still love you. They still love you. You know what that means, don't you? He still love you. That's a very obscure reference. If anybody knows what that is, I dare you to comment below. Now, they still care about you. Even though they're complaining about the little restriction you're putting on their spending or whatever, they still love you. Capricorn, they still have quite the wealth of affection for you. It's the happy family card, right? The 10 of Cups. Parents, 2 little kids, pastoral landscape, happy, 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 joy, 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 right? So many of them, despite what they're saying, despite their, like, I don't want to do that, this is so lame, and why do you have to be so mean about it? Like, despite all that, they're like, but you're the best, babe. I love you so much. For those where it's sort of like the situation where you've got the kids and you're paying child support, that's the word. Sorry, I got excited. Child support. For some it is childcare, daycare, going halvesies or whatever on the childcare and the babysitting. Okay, fine. For others it's child support where they garnish your wages. In that case, where they're like, you garnished my wages, you made a contract with the government to take my money, how could you do this to me, Carol? They still love you. They still, not that they're in love with you, but they have love for you because you're the parent of their child, you're the co-parent. You created these lovely little babies with them, and they're like, I can't hate you because look at what we have. We have these lovely kids that we are going to raise, however we're raising them, separate homes, whatever it is. They still care about you. They still love you. Some of them might still be in love with you. Some of them still might be. You might have this on again, off again. Some of you, I'm getting, have an on again, off again with your baby mama or baby daddy, and this is like still like what they like, you're still the one. You're still the one I don't do. You still, that Shania Twain song? Is that what that is? For them, that's still the case. For others, where you're spending the money, they've got money coming in the door, but you're just not gonna, they love you. Whoever this is, no matter what it is, Capricorn, you're loved. They love you. Some of them are madly in love with you. Some of them have love for you. But the bottom line is, you're valued, and not for your money. You're valued from a very heart-centered place. Cups are dealing with emotions, so it's not from a place of because of what you provide financially. It's because you give their heart a flutter. You make them feel tender inside at some point you have done that, or at regular intervals you do that. What are they hoping for in the future? In this relationship, Capricorn, you've got the Star card. Oh, excuse me, not this. Is that Star card? No, I'm sorry. That's Temperance. My bad. Temperance card. No! Because Temperance and... Temperance and this is the very same. This is the Star card. I apologize. Star card. Interesting. The Star card, Major Arcana, card of Aquarius. 2 Swords cards there. So some of you might be dealing with an Aquarius. But again, don't force it if it doesn't fit. So Star card. And Virgo just had that card in that exact same position. That's interesting. So anyway, healing. This is the card of healing for some of you. They want for some of your partners, they want things to find a nice balance, nice equilibrium in their lives in general. So in terms of money, they need to stop shopping at Starbucks every day. They know that. They don't want to hear that from you, but they know it. And they need to heal that behavior. They need to temper themselves away from that behavior. They need to find that balance. What's the medium? Get a Keurig, a little coffee machine at home or whatever, or stop drinking coffee. Find other forms of to be caffeinated. Swap from coffee to tea, which is sometimes less expensive. Something like that. For others, in the baby mama, baby daddy situation where you've got the kids and it's child support, blah, 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 they want that relationship to be healed. They don't want there to be grudges between you. They don't want bad blood between the two of you. They don't want to get the courts involved. They want to handle it just between you and them. They want there to be peace on all sides. All right, sorry about that. Excuse me, sorry about that, Capricorn. I had a bit of a coughing fit there, and I didn't want to do that in your ear holes. That would have been rude. So, for those where it's the baby mama, baby daddy situation, balance, peace between the two of you. They don't want bad blood between the two of you. Some of them want you back. Let's be honest. Some of them want you back. Some of them want you guys to just they want that happy family. And they kind of feel lost without it. That connection. You know, you, them, and the kids. And that's what they want. Whether or not they'll get it, I don't know. That's not really here in the cards. And you being involved as a key player, Capricorn, you would know more than I would. Whether or not that was even in the, pardon the pun, in the cards. And for those where, you know, spend money, but, you know, not to disturb your bottom line, and they have their money that's just not coming through yet, they want their dream, like a dream of theirs to be fulfilled. They have a certain vision of their lives in the future that they want to see come to fruition, to bear fruit. Here, and here too, because they see themselves as part of that. It's just a matter of time. For that group, your partner has issues with time management, things they do with their time. Like, some of them have so much time on their hands they don't know what to do with it. And others of them, they have no time, and they don't know how to fit things in. For that group where you're doing good and your partner's just kind of like lost in the shuffle a little bit, or they're expecting things but they're not coming through in the time or the manner in which they thought they would, yeah, that partner, patience is, I don't know, was that a word at the beginning? I don't know. I can't remember. But that's what I'm getting now. You need patience with that person. Yeah, so partly because my throat is kind of doing a weird thing and I feel like I might have another coughing fit, I'm going to go ahead and end your reading here, Capricorn. I thank you for watching until this point in the reading. If you like what you saw today, go ahead and leave a like down below, leave comments down below, share the video if you want to, and of course subscribe to the channel. And I thank you for watching. I look forward to coming back and doing this reading for you again in 2 weeks when I do your second half of June love readings. Thanks so much for watching, Capricorn. Take care. Bye.